All right, now let's get depressed and talk about Supergirl.
Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 346. I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hey!
Today we're getting super spoilery on Supergirl 2x16, Star-Crossed. To recap, the King and Queen... I can't even talk. The King and Queen of Daxom arrive and demand the return of Mon-El. He turns himself in, but Supergirl tags along, exposing her to his secret heritage as the Prince of Daxom. Mon-El denounces his throne, but Supergirl can't forgive his lying to her. Winn gets nearly arrested over an art heist, but Maggie buys him time to find the real culprit. He pulls a trick on Lyra, who has betrayed him, and then the entire DEO comes down in the art racket, which frees Lyra and her brother. Finally, the music Meister attacks Supergirl and escapes to Earth 1. I'm not gonna lie, they tricked me with the Lyra.
Yeah, well...
I was like, I knew she was trouble. I knew they couldn't make an alien with ridges that weren't evil.
It wasn't evil. Yeah. They did, I think they played her pretty perfectly overall. Because, like I said, when you brought it up the last time, like, hey, can we trust her? My point was they haven't given us those, like, lingering shots. They haven't given us that sideways glance. Right. Visually, on camera, she's a good guy. If you just look at the editing, she's a good guy.
But she has ridges and an English accent, which means bad.
Which means bad normally, yeah. But no, she turned out okay. And you got to give points to Winn for just, ballsing up. Mm-hmm. I'm always willing to give points to Winn for ballsing up. Took a lot of courage to tell the whole DEO to screw themselves, and he trusted her.
Yeah.
Now, this is like week 4 of me thinking that this show has taken a downward turn. Mm-hmm. If I can stop to point that out. Now, part of it was I didn't like the whole thing with Jeremiah Danvers and the deportation plan and all that crap.
Yeah.
Part of it was I just didn't like that story. Didn't care. It didn't incite anything in me. And they were doing some weird stuff with Kara as it reflected upon her dad. But they've got to get out of this slump with Kara. I'm like, you fall in love with this hopeful, inspiring creature in season 1, and in the last few episodes, that she's just been terrible. Like, she's been a person I don't like.
Yeah, she's been a spoiled brat.
Yes. And entitled little thing. Like
entitled. Yeah, I was going to say entitled, especially the bit where she's like, I'm amazing and I deserve the best. I'm like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
You don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I deserve better. Yeah, all behind you. But like, just way too insistent on like, what is it, a couple weeks ago? She's like, I embody the American dream, and this week she's like, I'm special. We get it. But a couple things like she's still like she's unforgiving. She's kind of pissy right now. They've written her into this weird corner where, and I got to the end of this episode and I just wrote down like, God, I hope the music will fix this.
It seemed to.
Yeah, I think it got us in a better spot. But like, anyway, Mon-El's sitting there saying like, I really hope you can still see good in me. Like I'm falling in love with Mon-El now because he's the most hopeful person on the show.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to be part of Daxom anymore. He stands up to his parents, his bitchy parents. Like Terry Hatcher's just kind of a bitch the entire episode.
Yeah, and you know what? I actually, in reference to her, I actually wrote down, for some reason, playing a Kryptonian, for anyone other than Russell Crowe, playing a Kryptonian or a Daxomite means that you are a terrible actor. Yeah. Like, she's... No, my wife walked in... I've never seen her be bad.
My wife walked in about the time that she missed the first couple minutes of Supergirl. She came in, sat down, and saw Terry Hatcher and Kevin Sorbo up there and went, oh, it's still community theater. I was like, I know. It's like, why do they do that? I was like, I don't know. It's like, is she a bad actress? No, she's not a bad actress. Like we were back and forth. Like she was so much better on like Lois, like the Lois and Knight. And like, I know. You've seen her in other things. She was good. She can act. I know she can act. I'm pretty sure Kevin Sorbo can. I don't know. It's been too long since I've seen him do anything. But what they do on this show for some reason, and it's not just Supergirl. A lot of people do this. It's a thing where like when you have an alien culture visit, for some reason they're supposed to use English, but they use it in a way where like they were told about it on the way there.
Yeah.
It's wooden and weird, and it tries to be Old English in a way that's not in any way charming.
Yeah. It's bad.
It's just, and especially on the show, like every alien and especially if they're a parent alien, you talk like a fool.
Mm-hmm.
But sorry, back to my point about one thing real quick. Winn and Kara, Winn and Alex both have to stop and give like this hopeful talk to Kara about trust and and all that stuff. Like this is the tables are turning the wrong way now. Like, and it's fine. Like I enjoyed the Red Kryptonite episode last year. That's fine. The tables being turned every now and then, great. But this has been going on too long. That's why I'm ranting about it now. This is too long. I want it stopped. Like, there's a whole point where she says like relationships are hard and they're messy and they hurt sometimes, and then gets onto Mon-El for just wanting things to be easy. Like those are her two talking points, right? They're hard and they're messy, and just wants it to be easy. And then she immediately just kicks him out because it's gotten messy and she wants it to be easy.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And at some point, he says to his parents, like, being near her makes me the person that I want to be. And I just kind of scoffed and went, how? What are you seeing in her that I'm not right now? Dude, you got a lot of hope.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
I mean, Alex early in the episode, just maybe he's just looking for a fresh start. Like, this is all stuff that should occur to Kara. To hopeful, lovely, adorable Kara.
It's funny because you say that like when he says that when I'm around her I become the man I want to be, and I'm like, I get it, but it's like if she were the character that she's supposed to be on the show, yes, but she's not right now.
That's my
she hasn't been for
that's kind of
episodes.
why I was scoffing. Is like, yeah, I mean, if season 1, if you had walked in and seen her, I would have been right behind you.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's just...
and early season 2 as well. It's just, we've gotten in the slump. What is it, 216 or something? What episode are we on?
216, yeah.
Yeah, so, and I've got it in my head as the last 4. So I guess the first half, no problem. But the last 4 episodes is where I've just...
Yeah, it's
been rough, man.
I mean, I really noticed it, I think the episode before they actually had the sibling blowout, you're not part of the family thing with Alex.
Yeah, I think that was the episode where I caught it too. So it's we could go back and find it, but it's about 4ish.
Yeah, it's just God, they've just they're not even writing these characters anymore. Like,
everybody else is kind of growing and changing and having wonderful things happen to it. Like, I'm still loving Alex and Maggie. It's wonderful. Maggie had a wonderful role this episode. She was a lot of fun.
Yeah, sure.
Winn was great as usual. He had a wonderful story. This like his story this episode was great.
Kind of. I don't know. I didn't like that he was so willing to, like, I mean, he's a smart dude, a super smart dude. Why would he like break into that museum at night? Why? It's not worth it.
Well, I wrote down exactly this phrase: divine museum sex, because that's probably the only time those 3 words have ever been combined in the history of human language.
Right. Was I the only one who wanted Maggie to kind of flip over to another scene and be like, I don't even want to talk about this scene?
Oh yeah. I was really hoping for that. Especially because she couldn't be seen.
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted the footage of him like dry humping the air for some reason. Well, I'm not even going to ask about this, but somehow I do believe there's someone there now. I gotta believe, because you look really into this, whatever's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. That part would have been good. But yeah, like Alex and Maggie and Winn, still great. Hell, even Guardian coming back. I got a great chuckle out of when he hits Mandrax, like he does the little flippy thing and kicks him. What does he say? Like, you should run. That usually works.
Yeah, pretty much. I actually wrote it down. Try breaking through titanium alloy. That usually works. Run.
That was good. So, like, to sum up my problems, sorry if anyone's pissy that I'm pissy about it, but to sum up my problems, the show is still holding together for me, and a lot of like, especially the supporting cast is growing, changing, good things are happening. It's just Kara. It's just what they've done with her recently.
Well, and Alex to some degree.
No, I mean, Alex was weird in that one episode, no doubt.
Yeah, that was bad.
They like, as you put it, Schuyler Lee, however, did a great job playing someone that wasn't
Absolutely.
Alex. And
it was like Alex from an alternate reality.
Yeah, to be absolutely certain, too, I'm not even faulting Melissa Benoist's performance here. She's done a good job. They've just been putting her in a weird spot. Like, I bought her pain when she was throwing Mon-El out. Like, it's not her fault by any stretch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to blame Terry Hatcher. I think the writers just screwed her over, too.
Sure. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the director, too. Just, I don't know.
Dude, I could build a treehouse out of that dialogue. It's so wooden.
It doesn't mean you have to act like it's, you know, you don't have to act like you're talking and getting splinters in your tongue either.
Maybe. I mean, maybe that's something they should do is, like, if they're going to do these scenes with these weird Old English alien speaking, like, if that's what they're going to do, they should just pull exclusively Shakespearean stage actors to do these scenes. Somebody that can put a little life into Old English.
I don't know.
Just bring in, like, Ian McKellen and be like, I need to borrow this guy for 30 minutes before he shoots.
I've seen too many of these. Like, I can't speak for Non, but everybody else that I've seen play these characters on this show are fine actors, for the most part.
And then they get here
pull off better
and do
than
weird
that.
Things.
Yeah.
There's an ongoing dialogue problem with the aliens in the show. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's some lines that I liked.
Go for it.
Be careful. Always am. Respectfully disagree.
Yeah, that was good. Again, they've made Mon-El fantastic, haven't they?
The flashback. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have been appalled. But when Mon-El's little bed buddy goes, "Don't leave me," and then his helper dude looks at him and goes, "Leave her."
Yeah, he bails on her. She's dead. She's dead
so
now.
Hard. I laughed way too hard when that happened.
I don't know if it's significant at all, but you did notice that the whatever visitor from Krypton that he kills, he executes him on, that's your punishment and all that, did have specifically the S symbol on his side.
He did.
The House of L.
He did.
I don't know if that's going to be significant at all, but
it may just be a Krypton symbol here. I don't know.
I'm still a little confused about that. Yeah, it might just be like, if they did like they're doing in the movies, it's not necessarily the House of L or symbol or whatever it is, but it means hope there, which is fine, and it's more like a crest, I guess. But in some versions, that S symbol is literally the House of L, like that's his family crest. In some versions,
most versions, including this show, has said that it's the House of L. It means hope. So yeah, whoever that was, it had something. He had something to do with the House of L. But
do you have a family crest?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't think so. If I do, it's probably a bag of Cheetos and a Dr. Pepper. I
just started wondering. Like, I think I had a great grandmother with a Bible that had a crest on the inside of it. I might look into that.
Sweet.
Is that something people still do? I'm just curious. Write in, and if you made it this far in the review, let me know. I'm kind of curious if people still have crests.
Right.
That was a big thing for a long time.
No, I mean they're you go back more than a generation or two, and you can't find anything of my family. Too many names changed and on both sides of the gene pool there. So I don't know.
You're not so much a family tree, just like a family stump, maybe a piece of shrubbery.
The family shrubbery.
The family tulip.
Yeah. I liked this one. They're wonderful. They're wonderful bruises. Please don't show us where those are.
That was good. You probably have this line written down too. It was my favorite of the episode. Pretty sure the Cisco fella and I would be BFFs.
No, I didn't write it down.
Oh, that one got me going. Also, because I just geeked out over oh man, I would love those two in a room. Well, we've geeked out about that before. Like, what happens if you put Cisco, Curtis, and Winn in a room together? I'm pretty sure they can end all of the world's problems in one pizza and Red Bull fueled weekend.
Maybe, but they wouldn't. They would choose not to do that. They would choose to fight crime on a very small scale.
Yeah. Looking at you, Ray. Anyway, all right. That's all I had on that. Except I did. This was our. I did like the gratuitous mention of musicals at the beginning of this episode.
I hated that, but I understood why it was there.
I think they had another gratuitous mention at the end of The Flash last week. I can't remember. It was somewhere last week somebody mentioned musicals. Anyway, this was our first look at Darren Criss as the Music Meister, and this was the night before I got to see the Flash, so I saw it, and all I could think was like, man, he looks okay. I think I'm gonna like him.
Mm-hmm.
A little charming, a little dubious. I like the little effect he uses on the eyes. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I had, though.
All right. Well, we will continue the discussion on our review of the Flash 317 duet, which picks up directly after the Supergirl episode.
Yeah. So it will
we are DC.
inadvertently include some Supergirl commentary.
Mm-hmm. We are DC On Screen. You can find every episode at DCOnScreen.com. Downloads are important if you want to help us grow. Go and subscribe on the iTunes and the Stitcher and wherever you're listening to us. Subscribe. Proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network. GiantSizeTeamUp.com. I always kind of forget them for at least one of the reviews, so sorry about that, Charles. And
You got a lot going on, man.
Help, Charles.
It's crazy times.
DC On Screen, one word for the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram. And until next time, guys, keep some DC on your screen.